In today's video, I'll be covering my top 3 altcoins to buy in December of 2023. This is a monthly series where I cover the 3 most important altcoins to pay attention to each month, as they have significant catalyst events to be revealed in the short term. Now for December, I am specifically looking at gaming cryptos, as this sector is leading the market in terms of attention and price growth. And large-scale industry events are also contributing to this gaming wave, which we will talk about today. Welcome back to the Virtual Bacon channel. My name is Dennis. I'm a crypto angel investor for the past 5 years, and I have invested in over 100 crypto companies. On this channel, I share my views on market trends and investing strategy to build wealth in crypto. Before we get into our new picks, let's do a quick recap of last month's top cryptos. Our last video focused on the AI narrative, as AI had a huge popularity rise in November due to the OpenAI conference and other events. The first AI altcoin we covered in November was BitTensor Tau, and we covered it right around $82. Now, I don't want to take credit for this, as I really could not get into this token in time because BitTensor has rallied all the way to $260 this month. And if you see on the chart here, when we covered it at $82, well, I really wanted to wait for a dip right around these levels, but the dip never came, and it just continued chugging along, making higher highs and higher highs. So congrats to you if you bought into BitTensor and managed to capitalize on this. I missed out, unfortunately. The second altcoin we covered for November is Akash Network AKT. Now, this is a coin that I have mentioned many times on the channel, and for good reason. This continued to chug along, and you see this month it's up to $1.64, up about 50%. Still doing well. I think this still is quite undervalued compared to the market leaders such as Render, such as BitTensor. So I am still holding this altcoin, as I think the uptrend is just starting. And as long as the AI wave continues, the demand for GPUs will continue to rise, and thus AKT should continue to do well. The last altcoin from November is Render Network. This one also did quite well. We covered it at $2.50, and today it's up to $3.40. To be honest, I wasn't really convinced on Render in the beginning of the year, as it was more of a GPU-focused coin and the AI narrative wasn't so clear for it. However, since their latest updates, they have really pivoted from the graphics and modeling and 3D rendering approach towards a more AI-focused use case of GPUs for training AI models. And this is not crystal clear for me. I really think Render is a long-term hold for most portfolios, as this is the most established GPU rendering network and AI coin out there with an actual use case, pairing the crowdsourced GPU processing network with the increasing demand of GPU power for AI. So for that reason, I still have it in my portfolio today, and I have moved it into my long-term portfolio, which you guys will see in our 2024 portfolio video dropping quite soon. If you're interested in that, make sure to subscribe to the channel to not miss it. Now, moving on to the month of December, here is why I am betting heavily on crypto gaming for this month. It's no secret that over the last 2 years of bear market, the gaming sector has seen the most beatdown in the entire crypto space. To outsiders, it truly seemed like Web3 gaming, the narrative, is dead. However, in this recent market rally, the gaming sector has seen explosive growth yet again coming from the bottom. You see most of the top altcoins in the gaming sector are up 30, 50, even some 100 to 150% over the past month. So why is this second wave happening? This is because of an inherent disconnect between the game development cycle and the crypto cycles. You see, to build a truly AAA level game, it takes on average 2 to 5 years in development time and an average amount of funding of $20 to $30 million. The crypto market and its investors simply are not used to these money profiles and time frames, as the DeFi projects and even layer 1 crypto projects often take 6 months to 2 years to fully release to the market, and is achievable with only $2 to $3 million in funding. This is why there's an inherent conflict here. The usual crypto cycles last 4 years, and only 2 years of that is the bull market. This is very hard for a AAA level game to start in one cycle, but still be able to launch the full product before the cycle completes. As a result, we are seeing the next wave of crypto gaming projects finally launching their beta games seemingly out of nowhere 2 years after the last bull run peak. While the total gaming crypto sector is only worth $13 billion today, I can totally see this sector being worth over $100 billion by the next bull run peak. But you really need to know where to look, as the first wave of GameFi projects such as Axie Infinity or Steppen are no longer interesting to me personally today, because they really are DeFi-focused projects and essentially a yield farm packaged in a gamified format, and this is why they were so quick to launch. For this upcoming cycle, we really want to focus on projects that have been building in stealth and are finally ready to launch their full game in this next wave. Outside of the Web3 gaming crowd, there is also significant rumbling happening in the Web2 AAA level games that could potentially integrate crypto and Web3 coming up this month. The biggest event to watch by far is the upcoming trailer release of the next Grand Theft Auto game, or GTA 6. And Rockstar Games have confirmed on their Instagram officially that the trailer will be dropping this month. When it comes to the in-game cryptocurrency launch, I still think this is quite unlikely, as this is just a rumor. And one of the early leaks also confirmed this, saying that this is more of a confusion. They will have an in-game payments in in-game Bitcoin, which is just a reference to the actual Bitcoin. So they will be placing this cryptocurrency narrative in the game as a virtual part of the world, but it will not connect to the outside world as actual crypto. Nonetheless, there's a lot of hype built up by GTA 6, and we will see an overall gaming wave coming from this event. Rumors aside, there are some confirmed Web2 players that are moving into Web3, including none other than Ubisoft, which is launching their own NFT-based game called Champions Tactics. This is a story-driven card battler game with these figurines that you can get as NFTs in order to battle with. And you see they have even dropped the mint details of these official NFTs. This is an official account associated with Ubisoft, and even their domain name is on the Ubisoft website, so this is 100% confirmed. You see here they're doing this free mint just sometime this month. Another major Web2 giant that's entering Web3 is Square Enix. They will be dropping their NFT art and game project called Symbiogenesis. Again, this is completely official, coming from Square Enix, this game, and the characters you can get are these avatar style characters. I'm not sure what the game style of this will be yet, but nonetheless, really good move coming from a Web2 giant. Now, this mint is happening as we speak. The 3 phases last from November 27th to December 3rd. So if you want to participate, there might still be some time. Now, going back to the Web3 side, some of the most anticipated games will also be dropping this month with their latest beta. SuperVerse, for example, I have heard the rumors that their beta will be dropping just in the next couple months. This is a top-down action RPG that has been widely loved by the crypto Twitter community, so definitely watch out for this one. I have tried the beta, and it looks quite stunning. The combat is really smooth. Top game that you can get in today and play is called Citizen Conflict. Now, their Alpha 4.0 just went live on the Epic Game Store, which you can download and play today. Another one that I'm super hyped up about is Apeiron. This is a god game that incorporates not only a roguelike dungeon crawler, but also an overworld that you can own these planets and have these little idols that worship you, that battle for you. This game is also live on the Epic Games Store today, and you can find their latest update coming onto Epic Games in the next couple months. Another project that I have tried out recently is called Avalon. This is truly a next-gen open-world MMORPG that is also incorporating a sandbox environment that you can create and destroy in. And all of this you see is actually in-game footage captured directly from the engine. I have played all of the environments, all of the battle, all of the building here, and I can tell you this is quite one of the best looking games that I've seen all year around. They have just come out of stealth and announced their fundraising, and I believe their token will be dropping sometime next year. And if you're looking at super polished games, well, look no further than Off the Grid. This is by far the most anticipated AAA level game that's actually incorporating Web3 elements. And just 2 months ago, they dropped this full playthrough by none other than Dr. Disrespect. He put together a whole squad to play through this game, and you can see the cinematics, the cutscenes, the battles of this is absolutely stunning. It looks quite comparable to even something like Call of Duty, Warzone, way ahead of the game in terms of most AAA titles out there. And last but not least, in terms of actual Web2 to Web3 game conversion, I have to mention my favorite project by far is Ready Games. They have their full-fledged platform ready to go that they can convert any Web2 game into Web3 with just 30 days of development time. Whether you use Unity, Unreal, no matter what kind of engine you use, it's super simple. and you can onboard directly into the iOS and Android store without having to go through any hurdles. Now, from talking and advising the team, I have also realized that they have had amazing progress in the past couple months as the interest is finally brewing again, coming from the Web2 crowd, and their game developers are all of a sudden finally interested in Web3 because now we're seeing these AAA level titles officially being shipped and being able to play, and people are realizing that Web3 gaming is here to stay. Okay, now all of these projects that I have mentioned either have already dropped their major updates or have not released their token yet, but they will all quite soon, so definitely subscribe to all of these projects that I have just mentioned. Today, however, we will focus on my top 3 gaming cryptos that you can invest in today with potential to have a significant rally in December's gaming wave. The first project on my list today is SuperVerse with the ticker Super. If you guys follow my socials on Twitter or if you're in our Discord, you know I have been talking about this nonstop for the past few weeks. This is by far my biggest position in crypto gaming today, and let me explain why. SuperVerse is one of the earliest and most OG projects in the gaming sector during the last cycle. It was one of the first gaming-focused projects to launch back in February 2021 before the gaming wave became popular in late 2021. Yet, when you look at Super's price performance and its mentions on socials, it hasn't really caught on to some of the market leaders, such as Mirror Circle's Beam, Immutable X, or Parallel Prime's token. This is because the project today doesn't seem like much from face level. They have their SuperVerse DAO, and they have their own game Imposters, which is a social deduction game based on the super popular Among Us. But the reason why I got into Super is because I essentially have early information coming directly from the team. You see, the founder of Super is a fellow creator, Elio Trades, from YouTube, and he has been feeding me early information on their biggest update yet since the past 2 years. I cannot reveal the exact plans as I have only heard pieces, but their vision to align with the entire crypto gaming movement and help the entire space really convinced me that this is a hidden gem that will lead the crypto gaming market. I know that sounds kind of vague, but I really cannot reveal yet. You will just have to wait for the official announcement. From what they have already revealed, here's what I can say. So they have just brought on a new head of studios for Imposters, and they have teased that as of today, SuperVerse will be 100% focused on gaming, and they will have massive updates in the new year, and is pausing all of their operations on Gigamar, which is their NFT side, their NFT marketplace. So they are entirely focused on the crypto gaming movement. Something else to consider is that SuperVerse is within the same ecosystem of Neo Tokyo, and Elio Trades and Alex Becker are the 2 main founders behind all of their initiatives. Now, Neo Tokyo has been absolutely killing it in the past month. Looking at the Neo Tokyo Citizen NFTs, these have had a parabolic run. Their main utility token, the Neo Tokyo Bytes, has also had a huge rally from $3 all the way up to 19.5, another 6x return. Behind all of this is their recent business deals. So they have been investing in some of the top games in the crypto sector, such as Shrapnel, which is another pick that we will talk about just in a bit, and Midnight Society, the project founded by Dr. Disrespect. And this is one of the, I would say, top 3 AAA level shooter games coming to Web3. You can see on their socials as well, they have onboarded a ton of crypto gaming industry leaders, such as Animoca brand Yatsu. They have partnered officially with AVAX, Illuvium, other projects such as Myria, Wagme Games, another popular upcoming game. And you can see here is the full list of games and other crypto gaming partners that they have onboarded to Neo Tokyo just in the past month. Now, what is the end game of all of this? Neo Tokyo is really becoming this builder's hub for the entire crypto gaming movement. If you're betting on crypto gaming, well, Neo Tokyo is right there, as every single game and builder is in their ecosystem connecting with each other. However, how do you get into this movement and invest? Well, of course, you can buy one of the Neo Tokyo Citizens, but these are quite out of reach for most people, as the floor prices is $38,000 for the main citizens, and for the outer citizens is also at $5,800. And when you look at the Neo Tokyo Bytes, well, this token really doesn't even have a circulating or total supply or even market cap clearly displayed, as this is only a decentralized exchange token that only trades on Uniswap. And the liquidity on here is not that thick, which means if you're really looking for mass adoption, this is not the play. This is where I suspect the SuperVerse token will truly shine. The Super token has had almost 3 years of price action, and majority of the tokens are circulating, and it's trading on most of the top exchanges out there, including Binance. So this is a much more accessible way for everyday investors to get into their movement. And last but not least, Elliott Trades have confirmed with me of their tokenomics, which is that out of all of the circulating supply on SuperVerse you see today, the only circulating portions come from the early investors. You see all of these seed and private sale investors that have their tokens circulating and coming from their NFT drop and staking and liquidity required for the decentralized exchanges. But when it comes to their founders, advisors, and development tokens, well, these have never been touched. You see, founders and advisors have not touched or sold a single Super token since launch. I give them big kudos for this because this really shows that the team understands what it takes to build in crypto gaming and the fact that it takes multiple cycles. Their team really had all the time in the world to cash out in the last bull market in 2021. But they chose not to because they understood if they gave up all of their shares of their tokens, well, they could not make another comeback in the next wave of after 2 to 5 years when the real AAA level games are coming to the market. This point gave me a lot of confidence in the Super token, and I believe they will not be one of those tokens that only last one crypto cycle. In this upcoming wave, I believe they can make a significant comeback, and especially after their main updates are officially revealed, you guys will see. Funny story, I even engaged with Elliott Trades trying to get the Super tokens from OTC so I can accumulate at cheaper, but he completely just denied me, and in fact, I believe he denied everyone. So really, there is no dumping pressure coming from any early investors. I have been tweeting about Super on X for the past 2 weeks, and my accumulation range was around this 16 cents level. This is another reason why you should follow me on Twitter because I have covered my entire entry into this position. I have also covered this in depth in our Discord as well, so make sure you join with the link in the description. This is where you can ask me questions as well. After this significant price breakout, Super is meeting its first resistance range between 32 cents and 38 cents. And I have been calling for the first dip and the reload zone for Super on my socials as well. I think around 32 cents level is another great entry opportunity for Super. In fact, I am adding to my Super position right around the 32 cents level. For my price targets, I am aiming for at least between $1 to $2. And you can see all the clear resistance levels here drawn on the chart. We have the next resistance level at 56 cents, and then this wider range between 90 cents and $1.20 will prove to be a bit more difficult to get above. But once we get above there, we're looking at much higher levels. The only two levels left after that will be $1.80 and then all the way up at its previous all-time high at around $3.40. My final target will be somewhere within this range between $1.20 and $1.80. When you compare Super's market cap to other market leaders, this is really not that far-fetched. For example, Prime is already at $860 million valuation coming from just one game, the parallel card game. Other similar projects such as Beam, which is half infrastructure and half gaming ecosystem, is already trading at $570 million as well. But when you compare that to Super's current valuation at $150 million circulating and $350 fully diluted, well, I think that is quite undervalued. The second gaming altcoin I'm buying in December is Shrapnel. This is one of the top 3 AAA level FPS game in Web3. I think it's closely competing with Off the Grid by Godzilla and Dead Drop by Dr. Disrespect's studio. The gameplay looks absolutely stunning, even in its early development builds. As you can see here, most of the buildings and structures haven't been put in, but you can already get a feel of the actual gameplay, what it will look like. One of the most well-known gaming creators, Myth, is also an advisor to this project. He has also personally demoed the game. This is a more polished version where you can see all the combat action going on. And in his demo, he also explained that this game is catered not only towards the Web3 crowd, but also towards Web2 crowd. If you don't want to engage with the crypto or the Web3 NFT aspects, you don't have to. You can play the game just like any other game by just buying the game straight up and start to play. It's not going to be play to win, etc. It's only if you want to own your game assets outside of the game using crypto, using blockchain technology, you can do that, but it's not necessary. I think this is a really good approach that they're taking. Now, the reason why I'm bullish on Shrapnel for December is a couple. Number one is that their first early access phase 1 will start in December with their Shrapnel training exercises. If you want to participate in this, you already can. So you need to have one of these extraction packs, which is like an early access pack, and it will give you one of these operators as well as early access playtime. And this game will be releasing on the Epic Game Store directly. You see here the available time is December 2023. Once people see the gameplay, I think a lot of people will be impressed. They finally realize there are real AAA level Web3 games out there that's finally coming to the market, gone other times where it's Axie Infinity and GameFi only. Now, the other catalyst events I'm really excited about is the launch of the Shrapnel content nodes. This is a program for public investors to get into the project early and actually receive the Shrapnel tokens by owning one of these nodes, and it will curate the content on the game. Now, being a VC investor myself, I have actually been pitched this project, and I have seen all the back end of the sales structure and the pricing. So I made a little table myself to show you guys what this looks like. So in the private sale of the nodes, the price was $250 per node. Here's how you can, gauge the potential returns of this. By buying one of these nodes, you will receive Shrapnel tokens over the course of 5 years. And you are buying the tokens effectively at a fully diluted valuation of $58 million in the private node sale and $83 million in the public node sale. Now, when you compare that to the current price of Shrapnel, so you see Shrapnel is trading at 20 cents, and the total supply of Shrapnel, you can see on the Block Explorer, is 3 billion tokens. This means Shrapnel today is trading at 20 cents times 3 billion, which is $600 million fully diluted valuation. When you compare that to these equivalent FDV, you see that the private node investors are already up 10x, and the public node sale that's coming sometime in the next couple months will be at around a 7x return. That sounds really good, of course, but keep in mind there is a very long lockup release schedule. So the private node, I know for a fact, will only receive tokens slowly over 5 years, whereas the public node buyers might be 3 to 5 years. I'm not sure if it will be as long as 5. This kind of a structure is very similar to the Gala node sales that a lot of people speculated on early on, as well as more recently, there is the Myria project, and they have also launched their own node sales. So there are essentially 2 ways to get into this project right now. Number one, if you are long-term bullish and you don't mind having your money locked up for the entire bull run, where you're slowly receiving rewards over a 5-year period, then the public node sale can be a really good investment opportunity. Since the token is already trading at $600 million, you can still get the tokens cheap at around an $80 million valuation. The downside is that you only get your tokens over a long 5-year period, so you have to wait until you get the actual returns slowly. Now, I also did some extra calculations there. By buying one of these nodes, you make back all of your initial investments in 8.3 months. And then after that, you just slowly get more and more tokens as extra rewards on top. If you translate this to a passive income like APR, that gives you 144% of annualized rewards. Now, to be completely transparent, I didn't even invest in the private node sale, even at $58 million of FDV. I think Shrapnel will be a $1 billion project for sure in this bull run. However, this kind of 5-year-long lockup schedule is just not for me personally. I prefer to have my cash ready on hand to play the medium-term positions that last 1 to 2 months, like these videos I make where I capitalize on one catalyst event and get it in and out within 1 to 2 months. This is the kind of stuff I like to play. And when you consider the potential returns for these sales, even if Shrapnel goes to $1 billion, that would be about an 18x return from the $60 million valuation here. You have to consider that the bull market will only last about 2 years max from now, which means it will not remain at those high valuations of rewards for this entire 5-year period. So realistically, you're probably getting about half of those rewards before the bull market officially ends. Then when you compare that reward of maybe getting an 8 to 10x versus something like Bitcoin and Ethereum that can have very high chance of achieving 5 to 7x returns, I think the private sales having such a long lockup schedule just wasn't for me. So this is the big caveat I want to give you guys. I know this kind of a deal will sound really attractive to a lot of people, just like the Gala nodes and the Myriad nodes right now, because during these early phases of the bull market, they make sense. A lot of people think they will earn those passive income forever. That's simply not the case. You will earn great income when the price of the token is high, but give it 1.5 to 2 years, once the bear market starts, the rewards will also drop dramatically. So make sure you understand what you're getting into if you are participating in one of these node sales. If you want to buy one of these nodes, make sure to follow the Shrapnel Twitter and make sure to follow their website as well. And also follow this RNG Foundation or Radon Network Guidance Foundation. This is the entity that will be issuing the Shrapnel nodes. And their website is radon.gg. You should sign up to this email list to get alerted. For me personally, in December, I am actually picking up Shrapnel from the public and trading at 20 cents because I think the price also has to go up from this node sale event if they want it to be a success. When you consider what made the Gala nodes and the Myriad nodes popular to sell out so quickly, that is because people really had a lot of fun calculating these potential returns, right? So at a $600 million valuation for the Shrapnel token right now, you're looking at 8.3 months to break even and 144% annualized returns. If they just even drive this Shrapnel price to 40 cents, then all of a sudden, the time to break even will look like 4 months. So you can get your money back really quickly. And the equivalent APR will also double. It will go to 288% when the node sale happens. So the higher that they can drive up this price with market making, with releasing marketing material, the more likely that they can sell these public nodes. Will these equivalent APRs last forever? Of course not, right? These APRs will fluctuate and will eventually drop when the token price comes down in the bear market. But for the sake of this node sale event, I think more likely than not, they will try to capitalize on this period and make sure that the Shrapnel token does very well in the short term. So people feel like getting nodes is going to be a really good deal. Last but not least, when you compare Shrapnel's valuation to some of the market leaders in the leading games, for example, Big Time, they are already trading at $1 billion valuation, and Illuvium is also trading at $1 billion fully diluted valuation. Now, in my opinion, Shrapnel is a way more polished game. It's truly a AAA level game that it also penetrated the Web 2 crowd somewhat, with Myth playing it. I think a lot of Twitch streamers will actually play this game and compare it to things like Call of Duty and other FPS games. Versus for Big Time, for Illuvium, these are really still Web3 games native, and I doubt many Web2 players will actually jump in. If we use $1 billion as a conservative market cap target for the short term, with a $3 billion total supply, that gives us 33 cents Shrapnel price target. Lastly, the third gaming altcoin that I'm buying in December is Terra Virtua TVK. Now, depends on when you're watching this video, they might have already gone through their rebrand, in which case the new token name will be called VANRY and the token ticker will be VANRY. Here's another plug for my Discord. You should definitely join, as I have already covered the Terra Virtua migration to their brand new layer 1 focused on gaming, and we covered this on November 10th, even before this recent rally. Long story short, the catalyst event for TVK is that they are migrating the Terra Virtua TVK project to a brand new layer 1 chain called VANRY, and the token will be swapped from TVK to VANRY. This swap is supported by all the major exchanges, including Binance and Bybit, and the token swap is officially kicking off on December. Along with this rebrand, they are also announcing a large list of partners, including Google Cloud is the first partner that they have announced 2 weeks ago. And on their website, they have teased that they will have more corporate adopters being announced in the next couple months. In terms of the actual blockchain itself, it's an EVM layer 1 built for Fortune 500 companies. So it actually has a very corporate focus. And the mainnet launch will be sometime in early Q1. I believe it's even as early as January. They claim that they will have multiple IP with billions of fans at launch, but a lot of this hasn't been revealed yet. And I believe this is still relatively under the radar. It's a very similar playbook to the Mirror Circle rebrand that they did recently, where they migrated from the Mirror Circle gaming ecosystem coin and DAO coin into the Beam project, which is a layer 2 project specifically built for gaming. Now, we have covered Mirror Circle in our last Web3 gaming video last month, and we covered Mirror Circle MC at 44 cents. And since then, MC has rallied 2x to 92 cents, following up to the Beam token launch. For the VANRY chain technology, there are still some questions left to be asked. For example, is it going to be a layer 1 standalone, or will it be more of an app chain or layer 2 setup? And which technology stack will it be using? Is it going to be its own standalone layer 1, or will it be using the ZK EVM stack from Polygon, like what Immutable X did, or will it use maybe Avalanche subnet like what Beam did? Or is it going to be something else? So I still don't know what the technology partner will be for VANRY. All of these will be revealed come January when their mainnet launches. Regardless though, since we know that the mainnet launch is coming in January, we can play around this catalyst event quite clearly. Also, this token has been beaten down in the bear market quite dramatically, and from its all-time high around $1 to the now price of 5 cents, that's a 95% drawdown from the all-time high. So this is still quite undervalued in my opinion. Being a layer 1 infra project itself meant for gaming, but only with a fully diluted valuation at $60 million, that is definitely undervalued. However, keep in mind, this is a relatively smaller cap project compared to things like Mirror Circle Beam, which is already at 500 million. It's very well known. And things like the other games, and even things like Immutable X, I think this is a little bit earlier of a play because they haven't revealed which games are actually building on their chain and which corporate partners they will have. And since their chain hasn't launched yet, we don't know if it will function very smoothly. So a lot of catalyst events there, but also this is a bit higher risk. So for that reason, I have a relatively smaller bag of Terra Virtua TVK. In terms of price target, this is also very clear. So TVK price just revisited its bear market resistance level right around 5.8 cents. You see here, this acted as significant resistance in August 2022, then in February this year, and now this rally stopped right at this resistance. So we are cooling down a bit, but as long as this resistance can be broken, this kind of a retest pattern will be very good looking, and the next resistance range would be between 9.9 cents and 14.6 cents. So as long as 5.8 cents can be broken, I think we should be able to see at least around 10 to 11 cents as a short-term target. So this is the target I have for the medium term. Come mainnet launch in January, I will be targeting around 10 to 11 cents as a short-term take profit target. But depending on how the mainnet runs, if it runs really well, I might even add this to my long-term portfolio and wait for much higher levels. We will see, and I'll give you guys an update when this event comes. Okay, that wraps up my top 3 gaming altcoins to buy for December of 2023. I really think December will be the month for crypto gaming. But there are wide range of altcoins out there that have already pumped. So hopefully these 3 altcoins that I have in my portfolio for this month can serve as a good starting point for you guys to build your portfolio. It's really important to figure out which coins that already have led the market and which ones still have catalyst events coming up, so you can bet on these events and you know when the exit points will be because you know the hype hasn't caught on yet. And that's what I like to do with these monthly videos, where I track these specific events and give myself a very strict limit of top 3 coins that I can get into for the month. If you appreciate this type of content, make sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss our next monthly crypto series. And let me know, what do you think about my top 3 altcoins for December? Did I miss any significant altcoins for this upcoming month? Let me know down in the comments. Lastly, make sure to follow me on Twitter at virtualbacon0x and join our Discord, discord.gg/virtualbacon with the link in the description. As you can see, I have alerted all of my Twitter followers as well as our Discord community on all of these early alpha before I made them and compiled them in this in-depth video. We already covered TVK, Shrapnel, and Super in Discord and on Twitter in the past month before these rallies even started. While I think these coins are still early, I cannot cover them just constantly in videos in these formats. So definitely follow me on these other channels as I can drop the alpha much more quickly. Okay, that's it for today's video. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you on the next one.